Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Nintendo 64. Happy birthday to you. Y'all doing? According to all of the latest rumors, the Nintendo NX will be a cartridge-based system. What does that mean? It rules out backwards compatibility from Nintendo's recent consoles, at least physically. Why do I say this? Digitally, it is very likely the Nintendo NX will have some kind of virtual console support. Nintendo would be crazy to just cut off their pass. And so, I want to share with you dudes the top 10 Nintendo 64 games I want on that Nintendo NX. Why? It's also the Nintendo 64's 20th anniversary. It just passed. And so, let's do that top 10 right now. Numero 10, FZero X. This is the first time I became hooked on the FZero series. Never really played it on my Super Nintendo. I played it a little bit, but FZero X is what really drew me in. This is the first time the game was in 3D, and I was blown away by how many cars were on the screen at one time. And the gameplay was so smooth. Now I know that's what we call frame rate, but back then I didn't know. I was just like, man, these cars are going fast. Numero 9, Wave Race 64. I love some Wave Race 64, and it's another racing game, but it's in contrast to F-Zero. While F-Zero was super fast, Wave Race focused more on strategy. I still remember the water physics. I still remember trying to do the same race over and over and over again, trying to get the best time. This game was a very strategic game, just a fun game to play. And so, this game wasn't so much focused on speed, but more on strategy, but a solid game. That Wave Race 64. Numero 8, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. This game had the best graphics on the system in my opinion. Matter of fact, if you play that game right now, the game still looks decent. It had the Naboo Starfighter before the Star Wars game came out. But you dudes know I'm a big Star Wars fan. Obi-Wan, the Master Jedi, and so Star Wars and Nintendo in one? The combat in this game is solid, really pulls you in, flying the variety of vehicles. Some aircrafts super fast, very agile. Some aircrafts were super slow. I still remember going on them bombing missions, and so Star Wars Rogue Squadron for the win. Numero 7, Mario Kart 64. Get the pitchforks, rage, anger. How could he put Mario Kart so low on the system's list? But I loved the game, except for one thing was so annoying. This Mario Kart had the worst rubber banding in all of Mario Kartdom. Is Mario Kartdom a word? I just be making up stuff. The first time the game was in 3D, had a great battle mode, but I would be killing dudes, crushing dudes, and no matter how hard I tried, Donkey Kong would still be on my tail. That rubber banding, no matter what you did, the computer would always be close. And so, if you play the game for a single player experience, a lot of skill is thrown out the window, but besides that, still a solid game. You can't go wrong with that Mario Kart. Numero 6, Diddy Kong Racing. That's right, I actually like Diddy Kong Racing more than I like Mario Kart on this system. This was a racing game with an adventure mode. I love battling those bosses. I still remember racing on the hovercraft was it an octopus or something over the water, and I kept dying, but once you beat them, it's so rewarding. This game switched up the kart racing formula, introducing them airplanes, introducing them hovercrafts, and so a solid game, Diddy Kong Racing. Cinco Star Fox 64. Nintendo just put everything 64 at the end of all their titles, but Star Fox 64, in my opinion, still is the best Star Fox game in the series. A solid game from beginning to end, even though the campaign was short, but getting those different paths, unlocking different missions made the game very replayable. The controls were tight. I love the story in the Star Fox series. A fox, a toad, a parrot, and a frog trying to save the whole world? It doesn't get any better than that. Star Fox 64, you need to go play it. Squadron, Goldeneye, 007. This was the first game I bought with my own cash. I still remember in high school picking up this game at that EB Games. I don't know about that EB Games, but this was also the first-person shooter game I ever played, and this is something interesting. Most dudes played this game for the multiplayer, 4 dudes, 4 Nintendo 64 controllers, but I played this game primarily for the single-player campaign, beating the game over and over on the different difficulties, the variety in the missions, going in that tank, trying to stop a missile from launching. This game was epic, in my opinion. Really was a game changer, changed the game in the first-person shooter genre. That Goldeneye 007. Yes! Now, the top 3. I really had a tough time trying to decide out of these top 3. Any of these top 3 really could have been my number 1. Number 3, Banjo and Kazooie. This game actually had better graphics than Mario 64. I love the collecting. A lot of dudes didn't really like the collecting. Trying to find all them pieces was annoying to some, but I loved it. This game screams creativity. The level designs, the boss battles, the enemies from beginning to end. This game, probably on the entire system, you're gonna get your 50, 60, 70, I forgot, the Nintendo 64 cartridges were expensive, dudes. You're gonna get your $70 worth with Banjo and Kazooie. I'm getting that ukulele. Ukulele. Dos! Super Mario 64. This game is the granddaddy of 3D gaming. Yes, there were 3D games before it, but this changed the game. This game was so fun. I remember as a kid, not even going in the castle. It was just fun running around, climbing up the trees, doing backflips with Mario. The controls were so tight for its time. The graphics, the first time we didn't have to look at all those pixelated PlayStation 1 graphics, and the polygons were smooth on the Nintendo 64. This game was epic. Really changed the formula on the Mario linear path, where you didn't have to go to each stage in a particular order. You can get a couple of stars on Bomb Battlefield and then go to that underwater level, say what's up to that eel. And so Mario 64, if you never played this game and you are a gamer, you're doing yourself an injustice. Mario 64. Dos. Oh no! Zelda. Ocarina of Time. This game is a Nintendo 64 system seller, a must buy. Even though the game wasn't present at launch, this game by many is still regarded as the greatest game of all time. By any system on any platform, this game was just that good. I still remember at the very beginning going inside the huge tree. Was it the deco tree at the beginning? I think it was the deco tree. And going through, I couldn't figure out what to do. And I still remember jumping off the high cliff, boom, breaking that spider web. And my mind was blown at how great the dungeons were designed in this game. From beginning to, there's so much I can talk about with this game. The opening music, you just don't even want to push start. You just want to see Link on Epona at the beginning, listening to the melody. This is gaming epicness. This is why I like Nintendo. They set the trends. And so, those are my top 10 Nintendo 64 games I want on that NX. I really believe, dudes, the NX is going to be a game changer. That's my top 10. Do you have a different top 10? Sound off in the comment section below. But before you go, bro, click that subscribe button. Stay up to date. All things Nintendo. Go ahead, dog. Blow out that candle. Oh, you don't got a mouth? That's a problem.